Welcome to another CCT gameplay breakdown. Today we'll be discussing the Warzone, the Wasteland, and the End City. As we've mentioned before, each world in CCT will have entirely custom built regions, each with their own theme and purposes. From map to map, we plan to change out each of these builds with new ones, giving brand new feels and experiences each time. Logging onto CCT for the first time, you will spawn in the central part of the overworld Warzone, known familiarly as the spawn. Outside of the spawn is the first custom Warzone region. This region is 1,000 by 1,000 blocks and includes a variety of points of interest. Each quadrant has a specific main purpose, such as the capture the flag temple, the control the zone Cobra, the end entrance Bifrost, the end exit Dragonhead, and the cavern. The Bifrost will be the only public end entrance on the map. There are also a large assortment of smaller points of interest located throughout the Warzone, such as a sky bridge, multiple King of the Hills, the entrance to a solo PvE event known as a Temple Run, and spawn points for Warzone bosses. You'll also be able to find an assortment of spawners such as creeper spawners and much more. There are no roads within the Warzone, and due to the strategic placement of each point of interest, a faction can find themselves with a specific advantage with a claim on any side of the map. There will no longer be one direction that dominates the map with bases. Players can only claim in the overworld and can begin claiming at 750 blocks, which is 250 blocks past the Warzone. Claiming on CCT will be very similar to that of HCF with a few changes. It will be more expensive, you are limited to only one claim with no extensions, the maximum size is 75 by 75, and there will be a larger buffer space between claims. Next, the Wasteland. On CCT, the Nether has been completely revamped and replaced with the Wasteland. To visit the Wasteland, players can build the original Nether portal and go through to be teleported. At the center of the Wasteland, there is a familiar safe zone spawn. Outside of it, however, is another custom region. This 800 by 800 region features a radioactive fallout theme across all points of interest in the region. The Abandoned Stadium is home to the brand new Oddball event and Wither event. The Abandoned Amusement Park contains a capture zone that is utilized in a few different ways. The Abandoned Train Station features our brand new Secure the Payload event, and the Nuclear Bunker is a zone for players to gather regenerating resources, loot respawnable chests, and more. Beyond the custom region, players will find natural wilderness terrain, which does include quartz for the custom scout crafting recipe, with a few exceptions for more points of interest located throughout, such as the Dark Fortress. Last, the End City. The End City can be accessed through the only public end portal at the Bifrost in the overworld Warzone, or through the only private end portal given as a reward from the end opening event. Just like other worlds, the End City does have a safe zone, so when you go through the portal, you will spawn inside of it. However, it is not located in the center of the world. The End City is a connected assortment of islands that all have their own purpose. From the spawn island, you can run to the nature island where there is regenerating wood, sand, and a buffed fishing pond, or you can run to the glowstone island, which is an island of regenerating glowstone. From these islands, you can visit the central island, which is the main point of interest for the end opening event, which does include a dragon's den that has regenerating loot chests. If you choose to continue adventuring the side islands, you will find the creeper island, the only island with creeper spawners, you will find the Koth island, and you will find the end cavern. Throughout the city, players will find endermen that they can kill for ender pearls. This is the only place on CCT that you can get ender pearls. There are two end exit portals in the End City, one by the cavern and one on its own island. In the End City spawn, players will find a graphic giving an overview of the map, and they will also be able to use a spawn cannon to launch themselves to a random location on a specific island, which does cost in-game money. As we mentioned in the Q&A stream, we are introducing a new concept known as region bans. Upon dying in the Wasteland, the End City, or your own claim, you will not be able to return to the region you died at for 5 minutes. We hope this concept supports team fighting scenarios as well as being inside somebody else's base. That's all for the Warzone, Wasteland, and the End City. We have mentioned a lot of new concepts and events that are not yet explained, so stay tuned for the next video which breaks down every event on Cobra Custom Teams. As always, if you have any suggestions or feedback with anything we have said, please leave it in our Discord.
Alright folks, as you just heard Colby mention, our next video will be a breakdown of all events on Cobra Custom Teams. If you're looking to send us any suggestions and or feedback, join our Discord server at discord.gg/Cobra and check out the player feedback channel. Stay up to date with everything Cobra by checking out all of our social media platforms at cobra.gg/socials.